What's up, everyone? This is Kenya, and I am the editor of Allthingsloop. And as you should know by now, Loop stands for Live It, Own It, Obtain It on Purpose. We connect with leaders and influencers of color across all industries, giving space to their voices and celebrating the power that lives within their stories. And I am so excited because this is our third edition, and this is the HBCU edition. And if you did not know, I went to a HBCU, so this is a very special moment for me. And we have Sierra here with us. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We was just talking about how Monday was life and for both of us. Like it was just all over the place.
Yes.
I'm so glad we're able to come into this moment and just like, chop it up to see what's been going on. I This is my first time meeting you, so it's a pleasure to meet you.
Same, same. Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure indeed. Look, let me turn that off. I'm like, it's still Monday. And look, it's because I'm
It's still Monday.
on the West Coast, so it's 5 o'clock over here. So people try to get their last
Oh
little minute.
wow. Yeah, it is. So, and it's 7:18 here. So yeah, we're 2 hour difference.
Yes, yes.
2 hour difference. So let's just get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, so tell me, I've read the bio. I even looked at some videos just to get real familiar with you. So tell me about you growing up. You grew up in Baltimore, right?
Correct. Yes, I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, East Baltimore to
Maryland.
be exact.
Okay, okay. It's a difference.
It
Okay,
is
got it.
definitely a difference, okay? It's a difference. It's a difference.
Mhm. So what's the difference? Tell me the difference.
I don't, I love my people over West. I love it so much. I really do. But I don't know. It's just a different look and feel. Like I don't
Yeah,
know. East Baltimore, we just got that different little twang about us. But
yeah.
I did have a good friend of mine, Lil Scooter. He was from West Baltimore, and him and I, we were like really good. So West Baltimore, we together. But even out here in LA, it don't matter if you're East, West, South. It don't matter. Out here, it's a whole hub of us, like DMV and all of that.
Mhm.
So outside of
That's
the city
good.
itself, when you leave outside of the city, it don't matter what part you from. We all from Baltimore.
Right, right. So tell me, did you always know, even from a little girl, did you always know that you were gonna like be entertainment? Like, How was that for you?
So actually, I didn't even know about entertainment. Like I didn't know that
Mhm.
it was a path to, like have a career in and,
Yeah.
entrepreneurship and all that. So I actually thought I was going to be a health physicist and
Oh wow, cause of your major,
yes,
your major. Wow. So all the way up into high school, that's what you want to do.
correct. Yes, I wanted
Wow.
well, let me take it back. I actually wanted to be a
Okay.
lawyer and then
Mhm.
I wanted to do criminal justice. I wanted to do law because I I just feel like that's what I should have been doing. And then I
Mhm.
didn't get into University of Baltimore. And at the time, I was working with health physicists, and they were showing
Okay.
me like how to calibrate meters, dealing with like radiology and ultrasound and X-ray. So when I didn't get into University of Baltimore, I was like, wait, this is like really interesting here. I'm like, how many
Mhm.
years did it take for this? And they're like, yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much the same, about 8 years. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, like,
Put that on pause.
wait a minute now, like. So I actually was studying. I did all that nuclear physics at Morgan State, and from there I got the opportunity to work with Top Model, and that's how I transitioned into fashion and entertainment and all that. And that became more
Mhm.
of a passion once I got introduced to that.
Mhm. I think that's kind of a great thing because you go into one thing going into the mindset of thinking I'm going to be this, but then life takes you a whole different way. That's from what you originally planned
Mhm.
to do.
Exactly.
So I just always think it's always good. So I guess for me, living in your purpose right now, you didn't know, that fashion model and then the entertainment, the agency thing was really the purpose
Right.
that really was set for you. So I just think it's a really good note to always, say that even though we want this, it may not always be what we really need. Like it really may.
Exactly. And to your point, shout out to my parents because I told
Yeah.
them, I was like, hey, nuclear physics is not really
Mhm.
my thing. I'm looking into this top model. I want to move to New York. And they both were like, we knew school wasn't for you 2 years into it. We just let you do whatever you
Wow.
needed to do to get where you got to go. So shout out to
Wow.
them. They've been so supportive, like even up until now. I was on the phone with my dad earlier
Mhm.
today and just talking to him about life in LA
Mhm.
and just, how I'm getting older now and what that looks like.
Mhm.
So they've always been supportive from the jump. But according to them, they knew school wasn't for me either.
So they just wanted you to realize that school wasn't for you.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love that's so good to have that supportive
Yes.
system, like that support system. Because some people like will push you and push you and
Mhm.
push you and be like, no, this nucleus of physics degree, you know how much money you're gonna be able to make,
Okay. Exactly. Exactly. This is
and
like
entrepreneurship is so like up and down.
exactly.
We need steady over here.
Mhm.
We need
Exactly.
steady.
And that's they're entrepreneurs themselves. So I'm
Okay, got
like,
it.
that's probably why they were like, you know what? Let's see what route she's going to take with this
Yeah.
and what she's going to do. So I think with them being entrepreneurs as well, they understood like, okay,
Mhm.
she knows what she's doing
Yeah.
at this point. I guess it's just in my blood. I tried to do the 9 to 5 thing, corporate
Right.
world and all of that. It just wasn't for me. I really
It
tried
just
it.
wasn't. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about your HBCU. What HBCU did you attend?
Morgan State Bears.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I always say, and you can look at my shirt, I am rooting for every
Yes.
HBCU because I'm an advocate of HBCUs. But I always say, I left Gary, Indiana, because that's where I'm from at
Yes.
18, a little girl. But when I came back, home, I was a woman. Like, I attended Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri, and I I came back and I like it was this whole different world for me.
Mhm.
Like I went a shy young girl, just really just trying to figure out life. But when I came back home, I knew what I wanted to do. Like it was just a really great experience for me. And I think my college experience overall was amazing. Like
Yeah.
if I can go back to any time,
It would be
it would definitely be it would be college, hands down.
amen.
Hands down.
'Cause today's world, what? I'm like, this, I was
Listen.
talking to my cousin because he went to college with me to prove your point. We both went to
Wow.
his birthday was the other day. He like, see,
Mhm.
because he's turning 35. He like, we getting old, we getting old. I'm like, yeah, we getting up there. He like, but take it back to college. That was some of our most like
Man,
best moments in life. Like we
yeah.
learned so much about each other, about ourselves. Like
Mhm.
college really shaped, and I will say, definitely going to a HBCU, it just made it
Yeah.
even more because I actually had a scholarship to do field hockey.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
You done hit a lot. Field hockey?
I did, and then I was like, "No, I want to go to an HBCU. I don't want to go to that."
Mhm.
And I stayed dedicated to that, and that's how I ended up at Morgan State. So definitely
What
shout
was the Yeah, shout out, definitely. What was the what appealed you to Morgan State? Like why Morgan
out.
State?
Well, with me being from Baltimore, and
Mhm.
just like I still wanted to stay close to home. And then my
Yeah.
mom went to Morgan as well. My uncle went to
Mhm.
Morgan, so it's kind of
Oh, it's
you know.
legacy. Legacy.
My grandma lived up the street, so I felt safe, if I needed
Yeah.
anything. I didn't stay on campus. I just didn't
Okay.
want to stay because I felt like I already lived there. So, I
Mhm.
kept that for people, that were out of town and things like that. So
Mhm.
I stayed mostly like I would visit my grandma, during that time. but I
Um,
think it was
what
because of the family legacy more so. I was sweet.
Absolutely. That's what I love about HBCUs.
Yes.
Like, honestly, families go to, some of these HBCUs, and I love the fact that, your family went there and you followed the legacy of that. I love that.
Yes, thank you.
What was the most memorable time for you um being at Morgan State?
Oh man. I'm like, which time do the most this is
Right?
hard. This is hard. The most memorable, I would have to
Yeah.
say the canteen. Like the canteen,
What's the canteen?
well, we call it the canteen, but it's technically like the cafeteria where you eat
Okay.
at and everything.
Yeah.
But me and my friends, we used to be so deep, mobbing
Mhm,
everywhere together. Like people would know, like we had a specific table in the
mhm.
canteen, and if somebody was sitting there that wasn't with us, they'd be like, "No, that's their table. Like don't sit there." So I think just
Right.
even like just being with my friends, us just having a carefree life, it we were so rushing to get into adulthood, and it's just like those
Yeah.
college times were so memorable, and just like
Yes, it
even
was.
Friday nights with my friend Derek, rest his soul, even Friday nights with him, like we would go over his house, and then sometimes even like stay throughout the weekend, and
Mhm.
just like just have fun and just have fun with each other. It was just such a fun time back in college. It was
Yeah.
nothing like today's age where we at right
Nothing nothing like it.
now.
Let's
Nothing
let's
like
put that.
it.
I can think about just some things that, just the band,
Oh my
homecoming,
gosh. Oh,
walking the yard and just going up the hills. It
yeah.
was just a great time.
Homecoming.
I'm an advocate for it. Like I said, I'm an advocate for it. When people say they're going to college, I'm like, have you considered a HBCU? Like, have you thought about it? What do
Mhm.
you think? I want to make sure that, people know that they're out there,
Yes,
that, whatever this stigma is that, people say about it, it just go and see
correct.
and try to find out, what it is that you can do when you become, because it's so amazing to go to this college and you see all these black
Yeah,
people achieving so many great things. You
excellent.
got and you got people trying to be a engineer,
Mhm.
doctors, lawyers, actors,
Yes,
it's just an amazing, amazing sight to see. And then you come out having long lasting friendships.
correct. Yes, like my
They become your
best
family.
friends, literally my best friends, I met
Yeah,
them in college. Met them
yeah,
right in
absolutely.
college. Like still to
Yeah.
this day, we all in group message. Like we've been friends for 10 plus
Hmm.
years at this point. Like
Yeah.
really, really my friends. And to your point, like that's how I even got to work with Nike because I worked with them on an
Mm.
HBCU campaign, and you had to attend a
Wow.
HBCU. So I worked with them last
Mhm.
year with a shoe with LeBron, a customized shoe with LeBron and Nike for a HBCU initiative that Nike did last year.
See, look at it.
Yes,
Look at it.
yes, yes.
So tell me about the CI agency. Like, where did that concept come from? Why did you start it? Like, what's behind all that?
So leave it up to my friends. Let me just say, power of the tongue is real.
Yeah,
Like it's a
absolutely.
real thing. And according to them, they said I've been saying this. I don't even recall me like saying it as much as they're like, no, you've always said you were going to start your own agency. They're like, you always said this. I'm like, really? Like, have I? I was like, okay. They're like, yeah, you said this. So I don't know why you're surprised because we been knew you were going to do this. But
Hmm.
what started the agency is I worked with what brought me to LA. I'll take you a little back. What brought me
Okay.
to LA? I had the opportunity to work under Combs Enterprises, and I
Right.
did the marketing for Ciroc and Delion and all that good stuff. And then COVID came around. Burr, burr, burr.
Right.
COVID came in,
Right.
and I got furloughed from there. So layoffs, furlough, all that. So I was like, you know what? Let me think of something that is promising or something that I can manage and basically like control myself. So
Yeah.
shout out to DJ Social. That's my client. He literally like kept asking me to manage him because I would just get opportunities and send his way. So that's how the agency started. Like, I would just give my friends opportunities. I'm like, you should do this, and I connect this person with that, and connect them with this brand and that. And I'm like, you know what? Like, enough of the favors. I could be making this like, a
Right.
thing here. I'm like, wait a
Right.
minute. Because you connect people and then they're going on about their lives, and you like, wait a minute, I had something to do with this.
I had some
I
help
had
in
some
that.
help in
Yeah.
that. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
happy you guys were able to continue on, but how does
Mhm.
it benefit? What's the ROI on me, giving out that favor? So,
Yeah.
just not being scared, making it work for me. And he would ask me to manage him for like 5 years until one day
Wow.
he just got up. We were with our friends. And he's like, y'all, I got an announcement. So I'm looking at him like, what's the announcement?
What's her name?
He's like, y'all, Sierra's my manager. I'm like, what? They start clapping. And I'm like, he's like, calm down. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I said, this is crazy. This is because I got him the residency over at Soho House. So he was like, once
Wow.
that happened, he like, look, you're my manager. I don't care what you say. So,
You gonna get me some people.
okay,
This
you going to get
you gonna get me some gigs, and you already done it. So
that.
what's the
That's what
problem?
he would say. He's like, I don't understand, but I think more so, you know, I had some self doubt. Like it was something
Mhm.
new. I've never done it. I've been working, under Puff and LeBron and Cat. I've been working
Mhm.
under people, and it's like for me to come on and handle and manages someone's career, like their vision with how they see their life to be. I'm like,
In your hands.
this is a
Yeah.
lot. Like, hold on here. This
Mhm.
is a really heavy load. So just jumping out there, I took a leap on faith with him, and literally, like, we're like, I want to say like 2 years in now, and I think I said something last year when it was a year anniversary. He's like, I'm not gonna get happy until it's 5 years because that's how long it took me. So just literally taking that leap of faith, getting out my own way, praying to
Yeah.
God, like remove any self doubt, don't let me self sabotage. And I
Yeah.
literally just went on faith, and it's been crazy since. Like it's been so many
Wow.
different opportunities. I was in the gym the other day, and I met these guys. Literally like in the hot tub, and he was like, Sierra, what's your story? I'm like, I've never had nobody just ask me what's my story, but okay. So I just tell him, and then he's like, wow, I have this Nike campaign that I want to basically pitch,
Wow.
and maybe you can help me with it and all. So after, by the end of the day, I met these guys at 11 o'clock. By 3 p.m., they were signed to my agency.
Wow,
Crazy.
Sierra.
So it's just like,
And so how many clients do you have now?
so now I have, look, according to them, I'm like, now I have three clients. So it's DJ
That's
Social,
good.
Antonio Buchanan. He's a real estate guru. So he
Okay.
basically teaches how to build wealth through real estate. He has over like 300 doors across the US. And him as well, he kept asking me because he's a former US Marshal, CIA
Mhm.
agent. He worked for Microsoft. He
Wow.
was an engineer for Microsoft. He's like, yeah, I want you to manage me. I'm like, me? What you want with me? Like, what?
You got it
You
all?
got it all, sir. I'm like, I don't know. This is kind of crazy here. He like, nope, I see it. So just like getting out my own way when people, you got like sometimes people see things in you that you don't see in yourself,
Mhm.
and just allowing yourself to fully just like ride that ride out, take that
Yeah,
risk, just go for that leap. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. I told him that. I literally would have
absolutely.
calls with him every week, like, so what you think? How I'm doing? How I'm doing? He's like,
Yeah.
Sierra, you've done more. He's like, you've done more for me in your sleep than anybody's ever done for me. I'm like,
Wow.
that's crazy. And that
That
just,
is.
just having that word of
That's a
encouragement.
huge compliment.
Yes, yes. So crazy, crazy, crazy. And
Yeah.
then, like I just said, the guys that I just met, I literally just met them last Friday. Literally, like it's
Wow.
Monday. That was 4 days ago. So
Yeah.
literally just met them. And then I still do consulting, for
Mhm.
Lobos and Ciroc and things like that. So I still work with them on the brand side, and even like Coco Jones. Like if any opportunities
Mhm.
come about, like I just bring it her way as well. So
Yeah.
yes, that's what I'm doing. I got a partnership with Soho House. I'm like, what else? Like I said, worked with Nike, and yeah, it's just been amazing. God is really, He's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah. I think you are the definition of really living in your purpose, because I mean so many times we don't think that we got it, or we are at that place where everybody else
Yes.
may seem like, we've arrived, and we like, no, I'm still I'm still on damn trying to figure this out. So how do you feel you are living in your purpose?
Ooh. Just by getting things like literally like what I said would happen a couple days ago. Just getting
Yeah.
those like signs, and actually
Yeah.
paying attention to it. One thing that I do pray for, I ask for me to be present in the moment because we're
Mhm.
constantly thinking like next move, what's next, what's next, and you'll literally miss something that's right in front of your face. So
Yeah.
I feel like just having those like confirmations, like even Live Nation, like I'm a part of a
Mhm.
mentorship with them. Last year I had one mentee. This year they're like, "Can you do three mentees?" And I'm like, "Okay, like three, like that's
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy there." But just having those like confirmations throughout your journey and really paying attention to them, it's like,
Yeah.
of course we have the ups, we have the downs, but it just, taking heed of those little tidbits that come in and really paying attention because God sends messages through all types of ways, through
Yeah.
people, through signs, like numerology, all types of ways. And it's
Yeah.
literally just being present and being able to receive that and just understand. Like, I literally pray to God. One of my favorite prayers is I ask God, I'm like, because we need the coin. So I'd be like, God,
Absolutely.
bless me with undetermined financial income in abundance that serves my natural gifts and talents. And
That's
that's
good.
literally, I say that, and I said that, and literally, I met those guys after I said that prayer. I said that prayer, and I met
Wow.
them literally like moments after that. So just like walking in your purpose, being sure of yourself, taking that risk, and just like paying attention to the signs. Like signs are
Yeah.
real, like
Yeah.
just pay attention to them. Keep your eyes open.
Now you've been on TV, you've been on reality TV, you done did a lot. So tell me, or you can, just give a summary or however you want to do it. Like some lessons that you may have learned along the way. Because with someone with your caliber of work, I know that you've learned a lot, that you can probably share with our audience. So what's some lessons that you've learned?
A good lesson. I'm like, what's a good? Because I got so many. I'm like, I'm thinking in my head.
Yeah.
Ti done told me so many things. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
he didn't. One I would say is study your craft. Like study your
Yeah.
craft. Whatever field you're looking to get into, whatever you're looking to do, make sure you do the proper research behind it because you
Yeah.
might think that but until you actually take that time, get the analytics, figure out like competitors, see what anybody else is doing, figure out what else is in the market, what find moments that aren't built out yet, like find
Yeah.
find that and just like be free. I would say being open, like
Mhm.
being open minded is a very good lesson that I learned because me being from Baltimore, like I don't trust nobody, so it's just embedded in my blood. I'm like, why am I like
Yeah.
this? Like what? And it's just, I feel like it's just the way I grew up and things like that. But, once I got out in the world, experienced things, just being open and
Yeah.
being willing, being able to receive. You just never know what is going to come your way when you're just open
Absolutely.
and you're willing to receive. And I always say, like, I understand, trusting the process is the hardest process. Like, that's the
It
hardest
is.
thing that you
Whoo, this journey is a long
this
journey.
journey, I'm telling you, like, but literally just trust. I know it might sound very cliche, but just trust the
Yeah.
process and give yourself grace. Give yourself
Mhm.
grace. Like, put in the work, but give yourself some grace as well.
Yeah. Women of the culture. I
Woo.
loved it. I went to your social media and I love the fact that you wanted to honor and recognize other women for their contribution, even after everything that you have paved the way
Yeah.
for. So, what was the meaning behind that
My gosh.
of starting that?
It's so crazy because I planned that event in 2 weeks. Literally.
Oh, okay. All right, Sierra. All right. All right.
I played it in 2 weeks, and then I did this cleanse. I
Mhm.
gave up like no meat, no sugar, no drinking, no dating. Like I just literally just took a full blown cleanse, and God gave me the clarity. And He's like, "This is what you need to do." Because I was telling my mentors, it's been on my mind for like 2 years. And I'm like, what
Mhm.
can I do? I want to do something for Women's Month. I couldn't figure out what it was. I'm like, what do I want to
Yeah.
do? Like, what is it? But I was blessed. I was so blessed to have the mentors and support to even get me this far. And I just wanted to do
Mhm.
something to honor the women that helped like shape my career. So it started
Yeah.
as just doing that. Like I literally just wanted to do that. I thought it was just going to be a one off, just something that I do. I'm like, okay, this was cool. But after that moment, I've had people come up to me, like a girl in the gym. I didn't even know she came to my event. It was probably like a month ago. And
Mhm.
she was like, "Oh my gosh, you did that event at Soul House. It was so amazing. How are you keeping the community going?" And I'm like, I thought this was just something for me to do,
One thing
you
at
know,
a
to
time. Yeah.
show appreciation for the women that helped me. So that's where it literally stemmed from. But
Mhm.
after the feedback, like I told Soul House I was going to have 75 people. I had 200, and it just like
Oh,
it was
wow.
a really nice. I had my mentors fly out from New York, DC. I'm like, y'all are really
I have to come next time. I have to really come.
well. This year, next
Okay.
year, 2024, the next one I'm
Mhm.
going to do because of so much of like the hype behind it. I am going to do
Mhm.
one on the East Coast as well. So I
Okay.
will be a little. I know you're central, so either
Yeah.
coast. Look, I'm like either coast that you're close to.
Either coast, either coast. I love it. I'm definitely please keep me on the radar
Yes,
with that. I would love to come to cover it and do all types of media for it. So
yes,
definitely keep me on the radar for it.
yes. So I'm gearing, and that takes me to just like listening to God because, like I said, the
Yeah.
signs, right? So,
Hmm.
after that, so many women, they're like, how can we keep it going? Ebony Magazine, they're like, we want to sponsor it next year. I'm like, next year? Like, I thought this was just a one time thing. So,
Mhm.
what privied me to even keep the community going because I'm like, next year is such a long time. So, I
Mhm.
came up with a newsletter that I'm about to launch for women of the culture.
Ooh, I
Hey,
love it,
thank
Sierra.
you. It's a monthly newsletter that I'm dropping, and I'm going to have like gems in there, affirmations, mentorship. People will be able to sign up for mentorship because that's something that really helped me when it came to this whole entertainment industry and just my career.
Mhm.
Like, I was able to have mentors, lead me along the way. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's just my duty to, give that back. So I'm definitely going to have that in the newsletter. I'm going to have job opportunities. Um, I'm honoring women of the month. Like I'm highlighting different women of the month. What else? I'm like different events, like exclusive events and things like that. And just, I'm just going to create a hub, creating that community every month. And it's just like, I just
Yeah.
feel like it's needed, in a world where everything's divided and, you know, we living in I don't even know. I don't want to, I just want to show
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
women empowerment. I'm not going to talk about
Yeah.
anything else, but
I get
no,
it. I
I want to show
understand.
positive
Yeah,
women empowerment.
I get it.
That's
I get
that's where
it.
I'm going with this because you can have fun, you can be cute, you can be smart, you can be sexy,
And we can support
but
each
we can
other.
support each other exactly, and we
Absolutely.
can all support each other without anyone's light being dimmed. You know,
Yeah, I
so
love
that's
it.
right.
So other than that, what else do you like? How can we support anything else that you have going on?
Oh man, just look, the newsletter, when the newsletter drops, just
Okay.
any type of way, like even anything that you have going on, even your shows, your
Hmm.
podcast, like I'm willing to put that in the newsletter and just create more
Thank you.
visibility. Like it's literally
Mhm.
a community that I'm creating for my friends, for my people, like to just bond. I feel like all good people, I always say, I just feel like all good people should know each other. And
Yeah.
God just blesses me with so many amazing people in my life. I'm like, okay, I need to put y'all all in one network. We can all
Yeah,
figure
I
out how
love
to,
it.
just expand.
Support each
Correct.
other.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. How can people follow you?
So I am on Instagram at Cierra Brooks, CIERRABROOKS. And I also have my agency page, the CI agency, the like CI agency. And yeah, just keeping up. I took a slight break first from social media. I haven't posted anything since like BET weekend, just because
Okay.
I've been so busy with this newsletter. Like I feel like
Mhm.
once that drops, then I'll be able to pop back out. But right now I'm just like focused. I'm in tunnel vision
Mhm.
with this. And sometimes you just need a little break from social media and just
No,
really pay attention to
absolutely.
the real world, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, the real world. I told my friend the other day she had posted something, and I told her, I said I love you in real life,
Yes,
like in real life,
yes,
because social media sometimes is real life to others, but I've learned that when we shut the phones down and laptops down, that's really our real life.
mhm, absolutely.
Nothing can compare to when life happens, and we have to deal with that. And so social media is just social media. But I tell my friend, I'm like, I love you in real life. Like I
Exactly.
really
Yes.
do. And so I do understand about just having to take a break and, mentally get yourself together sometimes because social media can be a lot.
Oof. And that's another thing. Don't allow
Hmm.
social media. I want to let people know, like, don't allow social media to pressure you, make you feel like you're
Yeah.
not doing what you need to do. Like, don't even look at
Oh, you
other
talking to me now, Sierra. You talking to me?
Okay, look, listen, don't be letting social media pressure you or even other people's, accomplishments
Yeah.
and things like that. Like I think because I look at social media as more so like a highlight reel. I tell people it's like a digital
Mm,
resume, literally.
I
Like
love
you
it.
only see the popping moments. You don't even see like what it took. You don't see the grit and grind. You just see the end result. So don't
Mhm.
even allow, people's other success to make you feel like you're not doing what you need to do or you're not on your grind. Like you are exactly where you need to be. So
Yeah.
block out all the noise, put your head down, and just get to work. That's it.
Yeah. I love it. Sierra, I love it. Thank you so much for coming on. This is our HBCU edition. I hope that you enjoy Sierra. I enjoyed it. I got to know a lot more about her, and I am so excited about everything. So, you guys go follow Sierra. Go follow all that she's doing. And when that newsletter drops, make sure you're on her email list so you can be the first to get it. And yes, support. I love y'all so much. HBCU edition. I'm rooting for every
Okay.
HBCU. You hear me?
Hey.
um, until next time.